Good morning, parents. This is Sandra with your morning meditation. Before we jump in and learn the words of encouragement that Father has for you for today, please take a moment out and just hit that like button for me. It gives us the opportunity to share these meditations with more parents. And please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already so that you won't miss any of our great content. So let's see the word that Father has for you today. I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world. So God has told us in advance that we're going to run into some situations. So a lot of times have that faith walk. Part of us kind of believes that we will never or should never face situations that are rough. Everything should go smoothly and we should have no hiccups. But in reality of the world that we're in, we want to really normalize that that is not going to be our reality. And God has told us in advance, I'm telling you in advance, these things are going to happen. So that when they happen, not if they happen, but when they happen, have the perspective of expectation. Okay, I knew I was going to meet some resistance today. I knew there was going to be some resistance. I wasn't sure how it was going to show up. But okay, this person is being objectionable. This situation is not turning out the way I wanted. Whatever the situation is, then have the mindset of expectation. You're going to find that you're more empowered and more positive in the way that you're, and more successful in the way that you're going to navigate that situation. Versus if we go into the world, go into the day saying, I should have no trouble today, everything should go smoothly, and then here comes some trouble, it's going to feel like it blindsided you. You're going to be in the wrong mindset to be able to navigate that well, and the outcome's going to be so much more traumatic than it needed to be if the mindset was set with the expectation of resistance. So he's told us in advance. He's telling you in advance as you go into this day, yes, I'm going with you. Yes, I'm opening up doors and I'm closing doors that you shouldn't go through. And I'm going to have you be the right time, right place type of situations are going to be there. But because we live in a world where we don't get to control everyone, and God doesn't force his will on anyone. So with people around you that have free choice, there's going to be some hiccups some of the time. There's going to be a little trauma some of the time. But go in armed, wearing the whole armor of God with the expectation that, yes, these things are going to happen, but what do I do when they happen? Even though we're going to have many a day back to back where everything seems wonderful, just always on the back burner of your mind. So, you know what? When resistance comes up, Father's already let me know in advance these situations are going to arise, but he's already conquered the world and he's given me victory, power, and dominion in him. Therefore, I've already overcome. Let me be still, look at the situation, and look for his leading on how should I answer this? How should I engage this? So that it'll be the least amount of trauma. He says, with everything that comes up, he's already made a way of escape. He's already made a path for you. This is why it's key that we don't go forward in our own steam, that you go forward looking for his guidance through whatever circumstance that you may encounter today. Jesus looked at them and said, with man, this is impossible, but not with God. All things are possible with God. So as you've seen the resistance, whatever comes up, always remember to have in the back of your mind, foremost in your mind, just saturate in your mind. That doesn't matter how insurmountable, how impossible, how traumatic, doesn't matter the circumstance in front of you. You are his child. You are covered by the blood. You are sealed. Then nothing is impossible for you. With everything that comes up, he's already made a way of escape. Then look to him, saying, Lord, it looks impossible to me. Help me to see through your eyes. Help me to feel and love with your heart. Help me to have your patience, to have your tenacity, to have your courage. Whatever characteristics you may feel weaken in that moment, ask him to lend you the power to give you the guidance to go through, knowing that if nothing's impossible for God, that means nothing's impossible for you. So you go through with success on your mind. It may not look success in this moment, but success is going to be the outcome. So, how do you get from where you are to successful outcome? You walk that path with Him today. And as you're walking out the pathways today, He says, "Come to me, all ye who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." He's going on to tell you, doesn't matter what's going on before you today. He says, yes, some things are going to feel like they're going on forever. They feel too heavy. It feels too hard. It just seems too narrow, too wide, whatever the perspective. He says, come to me. Just bring it to me. You're weary, you feel burdened. I'm your rest. I will give you rest. A lot of times you may go through and when just kind of set the mindset that when things feel extremely heavy, are you carrying it by yourself? When things feel extremely traumatic, are you trying to navigate it by yourself? When things feel overwhelming, is it because you're trying to do too much in your steam, trying to work your way through? Give it to Him. He said He will take. He's taken that trade. He's already conquered it. He's already cleared the path. He already knows the outcome. Why not take the edge off and say, Lord, help me. And in the midst of this, as I wait this out, as I walk this out with you, give me your peace that surpasses all understanding. Let me, as I'm going through, have your peace, and He will give you peace. Let Him give you the wisdom. He said, he who lacks wisdom has but to ask. So ask Him, Lord, I don't know what to do. Give me the wisdom. I don't have the courage. Give me the courage. I don't have the strength. Please give me the strength. I don't have the resources. Please give me the resources. I don't have the connections. Lord, give me the connections. Whatever it is you need, He said, nothing is impossible. And the beautiful thing about God is He loves when we go big. We don't think small because we don't serve a small God. So think big, think God. You serve a big God, then nothing is too big, nothing is impossible with Him. He replied, because you have so little faith. Truly I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you could say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. So we've talked about nothing being possible for God, and we've now bridged it to confirmation in His word. He says, just the mustard seed, just believe. You don't need huge faith, just the size of a mustard seed. And a mustard seed size faith will move mountains. You will be able to tell things to move. So, whatever's the mountain in front of you today, tell it to move in the name of Jesus. Whatever the situation, tell it to move. You have authority. And He says, nothing is impossible for you. So go forward in full possibility, remembering who you are and whose you are and who is working on your behalf. If you haven't done so already, please, 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 pretty please, do click that thumbs up button to let me know that you see value in this. Also, please remember to check out your app store for our Coaching for Parents app. It has some amazing free content that is going to be invaluable to you as you navigate raising your tweens and teens. And as you go into your day, remember that you are highly blessed, greatly favored, and deeply loved, and that you already are victorious in Him. So go forward today with the expectation of success. And keep your eye open for little treats that He may have already planted along the pathway of this day for you. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, for another moment of meditation.